Alrighty. Instagram is here. We got YouTube up. We got OBS up. I got Podbean in the room already. Now we got Mixlr. Actually, we got Mixlr already been running. You guys been getting that extra good shit. So you know what? Let me stop my rambling and let's do what we're supposed to do and go ahead and start the motherfucking podcast. Y'all ready? Podbean should be up now. Check Podbean again. It should be up there. It should be up.
As Metro's Mercury grade approaches, I shall create the illest podcaster known to mankind.
But Master, what are you going to do?
Howard Stern, Stephen A. Smith, Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle.
Why Dave Chappelle?
Cause he's a funny motherfucker. Jay-Z. Because he has money. You fucking dickhead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Master. I'm very sorry.
The heart of India. The strength of a black man. And the pride of a Spaniard. I present to you MyT. It's alive.
He's walking, Master. He's walking.
MyT Sports.
The rock wallet. I guess it's about that time. I see you in the room, KJ. You know the phone lines is already open for you whenever you are ready. I think you got the automatic bid for the podcast already. So let's go ahead and get these curtains up. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Danielle Maldonado. It is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. In case you ain't know, we're down here in South Florida. They told us that we was gonna have a high, folks, highs of 93 degrees today, with the lows like 78. If I'm looking outside, it's partly cloudy. We got 50% chance of rain. And boy, oh boy, do we got a podcast today. Listen, this is Season 6, Episode 110 of Season 6, but Excerpt 303 of the MyT Sports Podcast. And listen, we got the perfect MadBum we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 17 seconds or less. We're going to get into that Knicks talk. You know we got that Knicks talk. We're going to talk about some BlueChew. Listen, it's still tax season. We have all that and more to talk about. But before I actually officially got started, right? Before I actually officially got started with the podcast, right? And just had to put something out there. Take a quick moment of silence, right? We're gonna take a quick 7 seconds, right? A quick moment of silence because we didn't get a chance to do this on Friday, and we got a lot of stuff that we didn't get a chance to do on Friday because of how the audios is working. But we back here today. We can listen. You already know, like it's Monday, so of course I got the "Don't Be Good, Be Great" shirt on. Out to your boy Ho. You know what I mean? So you know we coming hard with it. We may talk some Monday today. I automatically connect when I call it. That's just Podbean. It's just respected. That's what's up. That's fact. Respecting greatness. KJ definitely in the room. Appreciate that as always. So we gonna talk finance. Maybe we did our money talk on Friday. We had some financial freedom on Friday. So we may not get into that. So let's start with the first things first, right? Right, I'm not pushing the first things first, but the first thing we're going to talk about today, right? And that is R.I.P. to Chuck G. Because we did not get a chance to pay our respect to Chuck G. If you don't know who Chuck G is, he is the Humpty. You understand? He is the founder of Tupac. He is the guy that put the satin in your panties. He is a member of Digital Underground. Yes, folks, we're talking about that. Say, the Humpty dance is your chance to do the hump. You do the hump. Or remember in that Tupac song, I get around. The guy who put the sand in your panties. Like, that's all him. The dude from Digital Underground, Shock G, Humpty. Like I said, basically, when I say that he's the founder of Tupac, you guys understand, like, Tupac was his backup dancer at one point in time. Like, nobody was really know who the Tupac was. Like, nobody was really feeling Tupac. And it's like, you know what, you want to get on some shit? Like, I don't got no room for you, to open for me, but you could be a dancer if you ain't got shit to do. Next thing you know, you see Tupac over there. It feels going on, sugars. Let me see you. Thank you for joining the podcast. It feels good. Yeah. Yeah, that was Tupac in the back. And then my baby, they feel it. That was Tupac in the back, looking like J-Lo and shit. Yeah, he was a fly girl. Tupac used to be a fly girl. That's why Tupac got those long ass eyelashes. Let me okay, I'm wilding. But listen, I'm not saying anything that nobody didn't know. Tupac had long eyelashes and a nose ring. He was a fly girl. Let's be serious. Tupac was a fly girl. You take that on your West Coast pipe and smoke it. Tell me, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. Fuck you. I don't know if you guys can tell. I still have some pent-up animosity from that Tupac and Biggie East Coast, West Coast beef. Just a little bit there. Just a tad. Just a tad. But, Shock G, mad respect. Now, since we're talking about the dying already, and we've gotten them out of the way, you know what we're going to talk about? Let's talk about the... Oh, that's... Ow! Whoa. We're going to bring that down just a tad. That came in a little too hot for comfort. But you know what, though? We're going to get loud for this. Hey! You said it's your birthday. Yeah, it's your birthday. You already know what segment this is. The birthday segment of the podcast. How we like to start the podcast. Have a little bit of birthday celebrations up in his house. Right? We got birthdays for Thursday. We got birthdays for Friday. We got birthdays for Saturday. We got birthdays for Sunday. We got birthdays today. Actually, I don't know if we got birthdays for all them days, but we're going to cover that whole entire time span, folks. So expect a lot of heat to come your way. Hold on. Let me pack this bowl up. Because if I'm giving out all this heat, I might as well fire some shit the fuck up, if you know what I'm saying. Trying to blast my goddamn era. You know what I mean? Oh shit, first I want to say happy birthday. It was on the 24th to Danielle. Hold up. See, like, I ain't gonna lie. There's a part of me that's like, well, you know, actually, I'm not gonna say that I shouldn't be giving them birthday shout-outs, because I told all you guys, right, that I was going to be giving out birthday shout-outs here on the podcast. And if they tune into the podcast, right, or if they responded outside of the podcast, something like that, then that will qualify them. That will qualify them to be able to start getting text messages again from me. Because listen, I haven't texted anybody like happy birthday in a minute, right? Like when I say a hot minute, like we are talking about a 100% hot minute. But there's a way for me to start sending people a text again, right? Like there's a way for me to start sending text again, and that is, listen, if you catch your birthday shout on the podcast, you respond through the podcast, right? You hit me up on Facebook later on. I was like, yo, I heard the podcast. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, then guess what you get next year? Next year, you get a personal message. Or listen, enough another. Or there's just some people that they like. Listen, you get automatic reminders. And then also those same people too, right? Those same people too, right? Those same people too. They also know when they don't get a birthday shout out, there's something personal. So, for everybody else that may take it personal, that just means that you may not be close enough to me that you take it personal. Because, listen, you can't take shit personal. I do. Listen, I'm talent. Listen, there's an illness I have not let you guys know of, right? And I'm gonna reserve this, but it'll let you understand my demeanor eventually one day, right? So let me stop stalling. Let me stop stalling, and let's get right down to work, right? So we have Danielle Maldonado, right? Danielle Maldonado happens to be one of those individuals that I met while I was working, if I'm not mistaken, when I was working with Primerica. I think that's the one I worked with Primerica. And during that time of Primerica is one of those times I happened to sit on the couch of a multi-millionaire, and he helped teach me some of this game, some of the tricks to this money game that I now share with you guys. So I want to say happy birthday to Danielle Maldonado, first of all, right? Second, after that, I want to say a special happy birthday to Rebecca Segovia. Yeah, can I get the horns out for that one? There you go. Okay, that's not quite the horns, but that works. Thank you. Right? Get the horns out for Rebecca Segovia. Now, for the people that don't know Rebecca Segovia, you may know her better as Becky. And we all know, if you know who I'm talking about, we all love ourselves some Becky. She is the best friend to my not the best friend. She is the mother to my best friend, Deborah Segovia. Yes, folks, that Becky Segovia is Deborah Segovia's mother. Yes, and while you may be able to call Rebecca Becky, don't you ever call Deborah Debbie. I'm just telling you right now, she can't fight, but she'll give you the meanest stare ever that you would actually think that she could. Special happy birthday to Rebecca Segovia. Can I get the birthday music ran back one more time? I wasn't quite done. Okay, thank you. I also want to say happy birthday to John Foster. John Foster happens to be a battle buddy of mine when I was stationed over in Germany. So John Foster, yeah, it's your birthday. We say it's your birthday. Check it. Okay, that was on the 25th. Now let's get to the birthdays for today. Right now we have a birthday for Nicole Bayer. Nicole Bayer. I don't know where the fuck that shit just came from. But I want to say happy birthday to you. It's her birthday today. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you a whole group one. Because you ain't the only one with a birthday today. Also with a birthday today, right, is Annette Salvaggi. And that's just how I like to say her name, Salvaggi. I'm pretty sure her last name isn't pronounced Salvaggi. And if her last name has been pronounced Salvaggi this whole entire time, and I've never called her by her last name, shame on me for not just calling you a Vaggie. This whole entire time that I've known you. Hey, Annette Vaggie. What's up, Vaggie? Vaggie. Yo, Vag. But JJ. Oh shit! Like I'm sorry. I'm wilding. Like I'm wilding here, and I can't even help it. Like this is just what happens. This is what happens on the Mondays. I'm here by myself. I see. Is that you, Will? Oh no, that's Charity. What's going on, Charity? Welcome to the fight. No, that's not. Hey, that's not. Hey, is that who? I don't know. I thought that was somebody else, but then I thought that was somebody else. Now I'm thinking that's somebody else, but I'm not quite sure who that is. I see you popping up on the Instagram. Now, welcome to the podcast. Hop on the pod, and if you'd like to join the conversation, don't forget that the phone lines are already open for anybody that's ready to hop into these phone lines, because we're about to start talking about some sports real quick. So listen, since we talked about birthdays, right? Oh, we got one last birthday. Today. How bad am I? See, I'm a bad battle buddy. I was almost ready to move on, but there's one birthday that really matters. There's one birthday that is more special out of all of them, and that is happy birthday to my battle buddy. My I don't know what you call somebody that makes you the godfather of their kid, but that's my battle brethren. That's my battle brother. That's not just my battle buddy. That's my battle brother. And yes, I am the godfather of his first kid. And yo, I dress Palmer. Right, like I'm telling you, like you guys don't know, like just how much bonding, like that's how close we are as friends, like, and how much shit and how much of each other's throats we've been at, like in the time that we were in jail, and how much dumb shit we did too. Like I mean, that's what happens when you run into two knuckleheads, one from Brooklyn and one from Virginia. VA. He knows what I'm talking about. VA. Wait, I'm gonna do that upside down. VA. Wait, that's upside. VA. I don't know how it looks on the camera, so I'm doing it both ways so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about when I talk about VA. You understand? Like that's my boy. I just want to say happy birthday to you. Now, hey yo, MyT, cut the beat. Thank you. Because now that we're done talking about the dying, and we're done talking about the living and the partying, right? I guess we're not quite done talking about the dying. Let's go ahead and talk about a dying sport, folks. And yes, that is the first thing that we're talking about today.
First of all, first things first.
Maybe I speed that up. I don't like that in slow-mo. I'm not going to lie. So first of all, first things first, what we're going to talk about today is we actually get to talk about some baseball. Like I said, figure, like, we talk about life, we talk about death. Let's start off with a dying sport, and let's talk about some baseball. And here we are, right? Baseball actually popped up in the news today. For something that should be really, really good, right? Like it should be one of their accolades, one of their highlights, something that you remember it for. But now instead, you're gonna remember this for something completely different. Again, baseball is remembered not for shining, but for being the skid marks in your drawers for the day, right? Like baseball isn't here, but like, oh my God, look at the sun, it's so bright today. Like, oh my God damn it, I got shit stains in my drawers. It isn't like, oh my God, it's a full moon today, look at the moon. You're like, oh my God, like, what is that? I'm a grown goddamn man. How the fuck I keep getting these streaks in my shit? Like, that's on my drawers. That's what baseball is. Baseball is the skid marks in your drawers when it comes to sports. And here they go, they're shitting up the place all over again. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is a guy by the name of Bumgarner. By his friends, he's known as the MadBummer, right? Or the MadBum. We're talking about Madison Bumgarner, folks. We're talking about the Diamondbacks pitcher, right? The Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher, that is, right? And the fact that he threw a perfect game. He threw a no-hitter. But because baseball has these Fukakta rules, Fukakta is one of my new words, go look it up, Fukakta. It's actually a real word, right? But because baseball has these Fugazi Fukakta rules, right? They refuse to recognize this man's perfection. Because they said, like, oh, you didn't pitch for 9 innings. So we can't say that you didn't have a no-hitter. We can't say that you had a perfect game, even though you played the whole game. And yet they say it wasn't perfect. And this is why people can't fucks with baseball. See, like not only does it take forever, right? Like, it doesn't take forever for you to even get noticed in the baseball, right? Like, you don't get that contract immediately. Like, you have to spend your couple of years in the minor. But even when it comes to like baseball scholarships, the fact that baseball scholarships aren't even guaranteed like that, you know what I mean? Like if you're coming out of high school, why do you want to play baseball? And then you get shit like this. And I know I talk about Kyler Murray all the time, and Kyler Murray probably still should have played baseball. I'm not gonna stop saying that. Right? I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm just gonna contradict what I'm saying there with this whole entire phrase that I'm saying right now. Right? He's the one exception. Just like Tom Brady is an exception when it comes to football, and LeBron James is an exception when it comes to basketball. Like he's an exception already. Right? When it comes to baseball players football players that should have went and played baseball. Now, what he did is that what MadBummer, right? Or the MadBum did is that he threw a perfect game. But baseball has a new rule this year, and their new rule is that if there is a double header that game, we will only play 7 innings. So this wasn't a rain out. This wasn't like, oh, it was scheduled for 9, but we got rained out in 7. This wasn't like, oh, it was scheduled for 9, but we've had the mercy rule because they had 26 home runs and we only played 7. Like, no. This was scheduled for 7, and it went 7 full innings. 9 up, 9 down, or 27 up, 27 down. However you want to look at it. Struck them all out. Got them all out. Perfect game. Perfect. Perfecto. Bravissimo. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he did that. And yet they refused to give this man his credit. And this is why baseball, nobody really wants to talk about you. Well, since you won't give this man his props so that we can properly talk about you, well, how about we just stop talking about you in general and we move on from the dying sport to a rising sport. And that is UFC. And folks, and mixed martial arts, but UFC in particular. I feel like I gotta get some WD-40 for my chair. I don't know if you guys can hear that squeaking in the back. It sounds like an old army bed. What it is, girl? What's up? Can a nigga just get in touch? Can a nigga get in your guts? Oh yeah. Well, give me your number and I'll call and I'll follow that ass in the mall. Okay, let me stop screaming. Let me stop. People are like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. That's all I know how to do. That's all I know how to be. I'm doing me. Alright, so let's continue, right? Let's continue. Again, from a dying sport to a rising sport. And rising sport we're talking about is UFC, folks, and UFC 261. If you haven't seen UFC 261, there's about to be a couple of spoilers. But I'm telling you right now, I caught so far the 2 first fights of the main card, right? And I didn't catch them in order. First, I saw the Uriah Hall fight. Then I saw the... Who was it? Not Alex Smith. I keep wanting to call him Alex Smith. But he's Anthony Smith. Then I saw the Anthony Smith fight, right? And all I can think about, UFC 261.
Sweep the leg. No mercy.
Where their motto must be, sweep the legs, no mercy. Because that was the 2 first things that I saw watching this fight, or watching this card. First we have, and I'm not gonna give it to the order that I saw it in. I'm gonna give it to you in the order in which it occurred. And the first one was the Anthony Smith fight versus, not Weidman, I'm about to say Weidman, but Jimmy Crute. Alright? And this match was actually going good, right? Anthony Smith was punishing Jimmy with a jab, right? Like he was just jabbing the Jimmy, punishing the Jimmy, right? But Jimmy was punishing Anthony with leg kicks at the time. And it was real interesting as you're watching the first round go on, that it was like, okay, we see how this is playing out. Let's see who's going to break first. Let's see if these jabs are going to go through, because he was taking these jabs, he was eating them. We're talking about in the first minute, his face was red. We're talking about Jimmy Crute over here, all right? Or Crute, however you pronounce his name. I'm gonna call him Crute. Right? His face is already red. Like, he's already starting to get lumped up. You know when you like, it's a little bit more noticeable. I saw fear of people, but when that skin starts to get all swollen and shit, and starts to get all peppery, like reddish or whatever, and you can tell that it's just on the verge of bleeding, like it was that kind of shit. He started peppering up early. But then by like the second, third minute, Jimmy's throwing leg kicks at Anthony Smith that Anthony Smith isn't checking. So he's taking punishment on his legs, and you're starting to see his legs kind of buckle as well. You know what I mean? Even as he's maneuvering, he's throwing a couple of jabs, right? But then what would end the fight wouldn't be Anthony Smith's hands. Anthony Smith, what he would do is that he would throw a leg kick to Jimmy. And Jimmy ain't like that shit. Nah, Jimmy ain't like it at all. He caught him with a leg kick right above the kneecap. And what it did, it looked like it just caught every single nerve in his leg. And his leg went dead. Basically, they described it as having a numb leg, a dead leg. And he fell. He came back, right? Like, you know, it was a complete knockdown, right? He got up. The ref acted, and then he made it to the. I'm sorry, he didn't get up, but he made it to the end of the round. That's what happened. He fell and made it to the end of the round. So we talk about the end of the first round now. Second round is beginning ready to start, right? And he's trying, and it looks like he's getting some feeling back in his leg, but still looks a little wobbly. And he's trying to show the ref and his opponent, Anthony Smith, that, yo, I'm ready to go. So you see him with his back against the wall. Yo, tying up, Joe. Always in the club, hand on the wall. You understand, right? You got to see him with the back against the wall. And he's all hyped, like, yeah, let's go. King Cole ain't got shit on me. This is Sparta. And then he takes a step forward, and it's...
Him down.
Like I said, UFC 261.
Straight to leg. No mercy.
So, here's this first fight of the main card, that is. Right? Being ended by a leg kick. Well, you know what they say. If you like it like that, then you might as well run it back, right? And that's exactly what happened. The next fight we would end up seeing would be the Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Now, I don't know if you guys have followed this story before, but Chris Weidman actually, Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman actually fought before. Chris Weidman actually gave Uriah Hall his first loss in the UFC, right? Now, both of these fighters, they're in a division where they've also fought Anderson the Spider Silva. Uriah Hall's last fight was actually, if I'm not mistaken, was against Anderson the Spider Silva, where he completely dominated the Spider, right? And we're starting to see this now, and I think he may have even retired him, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, I think it was that bad. I think Uriah, I think Anderson Silva said he was retiring after that fight. Like, he wanted one last fight, and that's the fight he got. He was gonna retire after that fight, now I do remember he did retire, because it also is him retiring, not also in his own accord. What happened? I remember Dana White also saying that they did this to him as a favor, and he regretted it. He was like he regretted it. He was like, this is why the guy needs to go into retirement. He was like, you're never again. Like he literally said all of that shit. Like, if you see Anderson the Spider Silva fight again, it will not be in a UFC ring. They've officially retired that motherfucker. They won't even take the risk. It's a liability issue at this point in time as well, too. Now I bring this up for a reason, because there's a tie-in with Anderson Spider Silva between Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman that goes even deeper than them being in the same division and them even fighting each other. Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman would square up across the ring from each other, right? The octagon, the 8-sided circle, and they would pawn each other and feel each other out for about 10 seconds or so. And then about 15, maybe 13 seconds in, let's call it 13 seconds in. So they felt each other out for 10 seconds. 3 seconds later, 3 seconds assume, right? Like, just kind of what goes through, I don't want to say a fighter, I guess any fighter, right? That goes through a fighter's, like mental at that point in time. Because when you're watching it, you see it. It breaks automatically. Like, it breaks, and it starts to wrap around the other dude's leg like, hey, let's cuddle, right? But it makes me wonder, like, in that moment, does it just come off as a really hard leg kick to him, right? Like, he feels the sting on his own leg, but he's like, oh, if I'm feeling that sting, he's definitely feeling that motherfucker. Like, you understand? Like, you feel like, oh, I give him a good pop. Because Chris Weidman, right, after that leg kick, he didn't flinch, he didn't budge or anything. Like, he was setting his leg down, getting ready for another attack. But when his leg went down, obviously, there's nothing there for support, at least bone-wise. God, it's making my leg tingle just think about it. So he steps back on the broken leg, and then that's when it all registers. There's nothing there. You see him go down. Ah! And for somebody that didn't even scream or budge or say anything before that moment of stepping on his own leg and realizing that his leg was broken, from that moment on, you just hear him in pain. And that's at the point where, listen, your body's kind of going into shock sometimes. So you have to this man. He said he almost spit his liquor when he saw it live. I saw it this morning. I almost woke up the house. I swear to God. Like it was like I saw that. I was like, whoo. I saw it again. I watched it again before the fight. Like you because even where he breaks the leg, you can automatically see like a bruising line form there immediately. Like a red or black line just formed there instantly. Even like, so the reason why I realized it was instantly because I rewatched it, because when I finally saw it, I was like, wait, was that always there? Or did that pop up simultaneously? That was a tough one. That really was a tough match to watch. And then right now, I am currently in the midst of watching the rest of the UFC fight card. Right now, I'm watching Valentino Shevchenko take on Jessica Andrade. And then next, will be Wally Zhang taking on Rosa Namajunas. That's Rose. That's Rose. Rose is a bad motherfucker. Right? And then after that, I have the main event, which is going to be Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal again for the second time as well there. So, like I said, we're about halfway through this main card. We'll finish talking about this on Wednesday when we have the rest of the three drunk uncles in the room. Right now, you see KJ here. If I'm not mistaken, Mark. Shout out to Mark as well. I think he's getting his car fixed. So he's getting that squared away as well. And me, as you guys know, like once I get down here, I'm trying to hop on the road. And the reason why I'm chopping... So, let's go ahead and move on. So let's stop talking about a rising sport. And let's take some time, you know what? Let's just talk about my sponsor for a while. That is definitely able to give you a rise, period. Who are we talking about? Right? Since we're talking about rising, we're talking about BlueChew, folks. Yes, BlueChew. BlueChew is that little blue pill that gives you back that thrill. Oh, just open up a pack and head to the sack. With just a few chews just before you do. With the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, this is the one opportunity that with Viagra and Cialis, this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. She's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you BlueChew in advance. And folks, I have a special promo code for you to help you get $20 off your first order, which is basically like getting your first order free if you pick the right plan. So listen, there's a secret between me and you. If you pick the right plan, that's a free order. Listen, all you gotta do is pay shipping and handling. Just remember, so that promo code for you, I know you want to like, hey, you got a promo code for you. What's the promo code? I got a promo code for you. What's the promo code? All right, the promo code today is G as in golf, T as in tango, P as in papa, T as in tango. I'm going to go ahead and put that into the room for everybody in Podbean. GTPT. So go to BlueChew.com, go fill out all the information. When they ask for the referral code, you put in that referral code. And as long as we're going on Chill Will, thank you for making it to the podcast. Thank you for sharing the podcast as well. Everybody else, don't forget to like and share the podcast. And if you need to find out where to find the podcast at, just tell your smart speaker to play the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. And that will play the latest episode for you. Or you can do the same thing if you want to watch us. Just tell it to let you watch the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. And it'll let you see all of this hints and this pop up on YouTube. I'll be on your screen. Go ahead and zoom me onto the 50-inch screen in the bathroom, and listen, and we can get intimate together. You understand? You know what I'm saying? All right. So don't forget, this is all brought about by BlueChew. Don't forget, this podcast right now is heavily sponsored by BlueChew. It used to be heavily sponsored by Multiverse Video Games, and it's not that Multiverse Video Games still isn't one of our sponsors. And that if you go down there and you tell them that the MyT Sports Podcast sent you, you can receive yourself a discount. But you have to make sure you talk to the boss lady, not to her son. You have to talk to the boss lady. Yeah, listen, tell boss lady know me, I chop ball. And when you go talk to boss lady and you're over there buying video games, you're going to realize that boss lady owns a salon. You go ahead and you bring your girl there and you go get her hair did while you go into the game store. That's how you get away with it. You take her to get her hair did, you go to the game store and you yap it up and you play some video games and you go hit them up. And then right after that, right next door to that is the nail salon. You go have her get her nails done. Like, you in the clear to go ahead and spend $260 on video games. I'm just saying. So, now as we go from a dying sport to a rising sport and even a sponsor that will help you rise, let's talk about a team that's on the rise. Let's say a team that's winning even. Let's say a team that is actually on a 9-game winning.
We're streaking!
Who's streaking?
There's more coming. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's giving up that booty so that the Knicks can win. Uh-oh, Chill Will is joining the podcast. Hold on, here we go. Let's go ahead and get Chill Will. Free Chill Will. Free Chill Will. Free Chill Will. You drop takes, don't you? You drop takes, don't you? Well, if you're going to drop a take, go ahead and drop it expeditiously.
I heard you was talking about the Wizards, so I decided to call in.
I'm talking about the Wizards.
Yeah.
You mean the second longest winning streak in the NBA currently as it stands, with 8. You ain't catch me. You ain't catch me off guard.
Talking about the Wizards, so I had to call in. Real quick.
No, I said the team with the longest winning streak in the league right now, which is the Knicks.
Yeah.
With 9. It's the Knicks with 9. The Wizards have 8. Oh, I looked it up.
The Knicks.
Yeah, I did look it up. I did look it up. I saw that. I was like, I see. I'm glad I looked that up too. I had a feeling that was gonna come into reference today. I made sure I put that to memory. But the New York Knicks, listen, they're on a 9-game winning streak. The New York Knicks currently have a record of 34-27. Folks, for those that don't realize it, right? If you're a Knicks fan, you are literally 2 wins away. If you don't want to be average, then you're 3 wins away of guarantee you that you will have an above 500 record for the first time since Jesus walked on sand.
You don't want to be average? That is average, though,
I said if you don't want to be average, then you need 3 wins. If you want to, I'm being very literal here when I say average. Like 2 wins get you to average. So 2 more wins, and the New York Knicks will guarantee that they have a 500 record. 3 more wins will guarantee that you.
Average, ain't it?
Well, yes, that's in 2 wins. Yes, that's average. But in 3 wins, they'll be above average. Technically. In a very technical sense. Now, overall, in averages, they'll be average. But in technical sense, they'll be above average with 3 if they get 3 more wins. Folks, the New York Knicks are 10th in the league. 10th in the league, folks. I don't even think Carmelo Anthony's Knicks were 10th in the league. I may be mistaken. I could be mistaken. I don't remember the best year that Carmelo Anthony had with Mike Woodson as the coach. Right, in 2013. Were the New York Knicks 10th in the league then? I don't remember that. I know they were 54-28. I don't know if they were 10th in the league though. I just can't remember if they were 10th. I just can't remember if they was 10th in the league. But the current New York Knicks are 10th in the league. They're 3rd in the division. And they are 4th in the conference, folks, still with 9 straight wins. And their latest victim happened to be the Toronto Raptors. Folks, they took a loss, as the New York Knicks won that game, I should say, 120-103. I was about to talk from the Toronto Raptors' point of view, but there's no sense in that. Right, the New York Knicks won 120-103. Julius Randle will lead all scorers on the court with 31 points, folks. He will have another 31-point game and 10 for 17 shooting, 5 for 7 from 3-point range, and 6 for 8 from the free throw line, grabbing another double-double as he would add 10 rebounds to that again. And the one thing that he keeps doing that I still can't get over, because I feel like he averages more than any other player in the game, he happened to have 4 turnovers again. But even with those 4 turnovers,
he's Julius Randle.
He is, but he's also your MVP for this season.
Oh my God!
Or he should be.
Bro. This is wow. I don't even know how you can live with yourself at night.
Because I spit hot fire. Listen. There's only 5 players I know that's better than.
Is it fire or is boo boo? Like hot boo boo?
There's only 5 players I know that's better than Julius Randle. That's Dylan, and Dylan.
This shit is ridiculous, man. It's all ridiculous. I don't even understand the fandom of it. Like
I'm joking about the 5
when
players.
They trade him,
I just want to get the Dylan in.
When they trade him, though, it's gonna be funny. Because he's going to be an asset. He's an asset right now. You should trade him now.
I don't think they're looking at him like that anymore. I think he's surpassed that. Because they're gonna re-sign him to a contract. They're gonna re-sign him to a contract extension. He's looking for that max contract.
The biggest mistake y'all ever made.
Because
as soon as he gets it, he's gonna stop going to the gym, get fat again, and start scoring like 8 points and 2 rebounds.
Well, he was never an 8.2 rebound kind of person. Stop it right now. Listen, you see, stop it right now. Stop.
Man, Julius Randle is the quintessential top mediocre player that you don't want to play. He's the Joe Johnson. He's becoming Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson.
Chris Middleton.
I have much respect for Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson is way better than Chris Middleton.
Nah. No. But they're fringe all-star guys. You know what I'm saying?
Fringe all-stars. Okay, I'll give
like
you the fact that
they're not really worth a max deal, but they get a max deal because of who else is here to pay with my guy. Can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? He's never gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been one of the hardest critics on Julius Randle. Come on, we're looking at him for 2 years now. You don't, Cage. I mean, okay.
He's one of my favorite coming out of college.
Listen, we called him empty calories last year. You understand? That was his lane last year for us. Empty calories because
he's the MVP.
Because he used to put up 20+ points a game. 8 rebounds a game last year. It was just last year he got 6 turnovers. Last year he wasn't getting double doubles. Last year he wasn't putting up 8 assists with it. Last year he wasn't finding his teammates. Last year he wasn't playing defense. He's turned around his game. Listen, this is one of those times I'm willing to walk back and say he's a much better player. I've seen 2 years of Alfred Payton, and Alfred Payton he needs to be arrested for holding a team hostage. I hate him as a point guard. Hate. They said you shouldn't hate. Well, you know what? I'm a hate.
There's no such thing as a point guard. That's number one. Not in today's NBA.
He's number 2. He holds the offense hostage playing the 1 spot. Let's want to say that. Like when he plays the 1, like he's as close. Like he's the new empty calories.
Yeah, they should just get rid of like the positions at guard. They should just call it guard because there's not one.
The 1, 2, and 3 guard.
True starting point guard. Like there's no Mark Jackson. There's no. I mean, I guess you got Rondo still in the league, but he's not starting.
But Rondo's about to phase out. I mean, you say that, but Rondo's a dying breed though. Like Rondo and Chris Paul,
right.
They're part of the dying breed.
You get my point. Yeah, you get my point. It's not no John Stockton,
part of the dying breed.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying, like you're right.
Chris Paul.
You're right. Like you're right, KJ. What you're saying, and but they're still in the category of dying because like the guys that he's talking about, they don't really. So now I'm really trying to think who's a point guard out there that's a young player.
Not many. They're not. Lonzo Ball is the closest to it, probably. Lonzo Ball,
maybe.
The Ball brothers will be.
What about
the next guys?
Yeah, the Ball boys. What about? I haven't seen much of him. What about Halliburton? I'm trying to think about him.
Who?
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Yeah.
Ain't this a company? That's
the gummy bears. That's Halliburton.
No, Halliburton is like an energy company or something. A contractor. No, I don't know who the fuck that is, bro.
Tyler Halliburton.
Yeah.
Cause I haven't he's I think that's Mark's rookie. Like Mark's responsible for giving us an update on him, so it's okay.
Maybe just what's the boy in Toronto? He's kind of like a floor general more.
Van Fleet.
Light skinned.
Van Fleet.
Yeah, he's kind of like a more like a. Yeah,
because even Kyle Lowry, Kyle Lowry's dying to breathe too.
Like a suit. No, we're not saying Kyle Lowry. He's definitely. He's talking about empty calories. He's the quintessential empty calorie.
Kyle Lowry?
Empty calorie. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my God. See, I'm glad you said that because Kyle Lowry was actually something I was going to talk about later on in this podcast, right? After I was done talking about how great Julius Randle looked on his 10 for 17 shooting and how great RJ Barrett looked adding his 25 points on 8 for 16 shooting 3 for 7 from the 3 and his 12 rebounds playing back in his home, actually playing his home team but not in his home country, but lighting up the Raptors as if he was playing in front of a Canadian crowd. Like I was gonna get to Kyle Lowry after I talked about the 19 points that Derrick Rose added off the bench to lead all bench scorers along with his 7 assists. I was gonna get to that after I talked about Pascal Siakam putting up 26 and Anunoby and Van Fleet putting up 27 all each. I was gonna get to Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry was 1 for 10. 1 for 10. The guy that consistently needs to leave games in pressure moments and goes to the locker room. You know how you guys don't understand how much. Listen, no. Like KJ don't even understand this. Like you think I hate Reggie Miller and I hate LeBron James? The only reason why you understand how much I hate them is because
Reggie Miller?
I hate Reggie Miller. Like hate. Like you understand? I booed Reggie Miller at an Indy 500 while they was giving him a key to the city.
Who's a Knick that's ever better than Reggie Miller?
Patrick Ewing was better than every Indiana player that ever came into existence.
Oh my God, bro!
And so was Clyde. Also was Clyde Frazier, better than every Pacers player ever in
Clyde
existence.
Frazier, right? You had to go to somebody you couldn't even see fucking play. That's great.
I'm just saying. John Starks is better than every Indiana player I ever seen play. How about that?
Oh my God, no. See, he does this, and he's ridiculous. He's just, oh my gosh. I'm not talking about Kyle Lowry though, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you think I hate people, I hate somebody. You don't understand how much I hate Kyle Lowry. It's just that Kyle Lowry isn't relevant. But I'm gonna tell you this: for the second time, his name has been tied to the Knicks. His name was tied once before he went to Toronto, and I don't give a fuck if he's a champion. He's as much as a champion at the same way that fucking what's that dude name that used to be the point guard for Miami during the Big Three time? Mario Chalmers. He's as much as a champion as Mario Chalmers is. I don't give a fuck. He got a ring. Listen, exactly. See. So whoa, keep him away. So this is twice now. I'm gonna have to say this. I said this once when Kyle Lowry before he went to Toronto that I didn't want any piece of him coming to the Knicks then. And I'm gonna say this again after he's won a championship. I don't want Kyle Lowry for the Knicks because his name is being tied to possibly coming to New York. And if you think that he can't handle pressure in fucking Toronto, what the fuck you think is gonna happen at the end of his career in New York? Go get me the ball, boy. Sorry. But the New York Knicks are 9 straight. I've won 9 straight, and that is no coincidence. I'm telling you, you guys don't understand how much I really do hate Kyle Lowry.
That's definitely coincidental.
If you think Kyle Lowry may be the most overrated player I think in the NBA right now. The most overrated player.
No, he's not, bro. He's not. He's not even rated. Come on, bro. Nobody cares about Kyle
exactly,
Lowry,
but he keeps getting all this weird respect.
But no, he's not. No, he doesn't.
For years he has been.
Bro. No,
he does though.
Stop.
His name is talked about with so much respect and so much revere. Like he's good or some shit.
No, because
give me Ricky Rubio if you're gonna listen.
Because he's an overachiever. He's an overachiever to some degree, but he doesn't get any real respect.
Because to me, he's no better than Raymond Felton.
He's better than Raymond Felton because Raymond Felton just got fat and gave up.
Barely.
He is, yeah. But I mean, you're right. I mean, I would rather have a prime, like I had to, like in shape in the prime. I would definitely rather have Raymond Felton. He'll hit a lot of bigger shots than Kyle Lowry. Raymond Felton. Yeah. He'll hit bigger shots than Kyle Lowry. He'll hit bigger shots. He's a gamer. Like Lowry's not a gamer. Like Raymond Felton at least can be at his prime. Like if you put him in shape, like Raymond Felton can be a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like at times. Kyle Lowry, he'll disappear. He'll just disappear.
And physically and like literally and because
Raymond Felton at least like sometimes, especially like in college. Raymond Felton will get after it. Like you know what I'm saying? Time to play, let's go.
Because
you know let's go.
NBA Finals will be here, and Kyle Lowry will literally need to go to the bat in the second quarter to go like de-stress or go get a massage or go eat a burger or some shit. Like no, like that's the fucking guy you want.
He tries. He's an overachiever, so he tries really hard, but it still doesn't get the proper result. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible. That's the worst, man.
I'm laughing at KJ. Okay. Listen, man. I just sorry. Like I got set off by Kyle. I've been really set off by Kyle Lowry. His name has been tied to the Knicks for way too long, and I keep hearing. You guys understand? Like based off all the little shit that I listen to, I'm hearing his name way too much to make me feel comfortable, and that's what's starting to happen. Like through all the little whispering podcasts that you normally catch nuggets from, I'm hearing his name way too much, and it's pissing me off. And speaking about nuggets, next week on Wednesday's podcast, we're gonna talk about that CP3 trade that never happened with the LA Lakers. We got some insight on that recently. We're definitely gonna go over that on the next podcast. So we only have about 8 minutes left in the podcast, right? So let's finish up with this Knicks talk, right? Because the Knicks are 9 straight, and like I said. this is not by coincidence, right? There are some numbers that I wanted to share with you guys that will let you know why the Knicks are where they are. And that's 10th in the league, 3rd in the division, 4th in the conference, and for the first time in God knows, well, since 2013, they've even broken top 10 in the NBA power rankings, folks. And that's because the New York Knicks, when it comes to opponents' points against, right? Are basically how many points the opponents put up against the New York Knicks. Do you know where they are ranked? I don't want to hold you here too long. That was longer than I wanted. They are first, folks. They are first in opponents' defense. Do you want to know when it comes to opponents' field goal percentage where they are? They are first as well. This is the kind of defense that the New York Knicks are putting up against people. Listen, teams score the lowest amount of points. Teams shoot their lowest field goal percentage. Also, when it comes to opponents' 3-point percentage, guess where the Knicks are as well? They're first in that category as well. And guess what? Where the Knicks are in that category when it comes to their own 3-point shooting. The Knicks are 3rd in the league. So while they have the teams shooting the worst when they come in there, they are shooting the 3rd best in the league as it goes right now. And listen, whatever's going on in New York defensively, it must be mental. Where teams, when they're coming to New York, they must be thinking like, yo, we really don't want to have to deal with this team. Like, they are just fucking annoying as fuck. Because even on the free throw line, folks, opponents against the New York Knicks, the Knicks are 3rd, folks. Yes, they are 3rd. Top 3 in opponent's free throw percentage. Now, I know you have nothing to do with your opponent's free throw percentage, but something has to say that when you have the opponent shooting 3rd, like, it's a mystique. It's an aura. It's like when they used to go against those Detroit Pistons, when they used to have...
Who's your center?
It's Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson?
No, but it's not just Taj. It's Taj Gibson, Nelson Noel. Actually, listen, KJ can tell you better who the center is, right? It's Nelson.
You don't even know.
Nelson
Nerlens, bro.
Nelson Noel.
You just gave him a fucking name. That's just so lazy. You're so American, bro. It's Nelson Noel. Like, just call him whatever. That's crazy. Oh, that's disrespectful, too. This dude is constantly disrespectful. It's Nelson Noel. Like, what? That's not his name. That's just Willard. That's just Willard Owens. Like, yeah, that's Willis Owens. Like, that's not my name, bro. It's not. It's William, bro. It's Nerlens, man.
You know what? I couldn't even see him in the game. And Mitchell Robinson, too. But Mitchell Robinson is injured. But, you know, if I saw him in public, I'd be like, yo, Nelson! And he would be like, yo, who the fuck is he? Nelson! Noel! Like, it's not Nelson. Like,
he was supposed to be good, too. He got hurt, though. I had high expectations for him.
If the New York Knicks, he's consistently hurt. Like, if he starts for 3-4 games, he has to sit down for a game or two with a real injury. Like Mitchell Robinson is our starting point guard, but he broke his leg or he broke his foot. So that's the reason why while Noel is over here I'm starting at the point guard now, and then you have the undersized Taj Gibson.
You talking about the center?
What did I say?
Point guard.
So yeah, he's playing center, and then you have Taj Gibson as an undersized center right now. I said undersized point. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I'm about to do it twice. But yeah, you have Taj Gibson.
Open Topic, is he getting better?
Obi Toppin doesn't really get it. Only gets like 10 minutes a game. To be honest, I can't even fully evaluate him. But also, I'm gonna tell you this: if he was doing better, he would get more minutes because Emmanuel Quickly. He has earned those minutes that he's gotten. He hasn't been starting yet, but you talk about.
Oh, so you like him?
Emmanuel Quickly? Yes, I like him over Alfred Payton. Alfred Payton, you need to negotiate it when Alfred Payton plays. What
is this? This is first or second year?
Alfred Payton?
Emmanuel Quickly.
First. He's a rookie.
Yes, first. Yeah, rookie. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they were drafted there. So him and Toppins were drafted.
Yeah, they said he was supposed to be good. They said he was supposed. What did he get? Did he have a first round draft pick?
He was a first round 23rd pick, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Oh, yeah, I heard he was gonna be legit.
He was the SEC Player of the Year. Where's Kentucky at? SEC?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
SEC.
Yeah, he was the SEC player. So remember, Emmanuel Quickly's background. Just to refresh some people that may not know, he was the bench. He was a bench player for Kentucky, and he was playing so well that eventually he got a 6-man role, and then he kept on playing so well that he ended up being a starter, and then he played so well that he ended up getting SEC Player of the Year. Like that was his rise. That's
what you want to draft.
Yes.
So he end up being great for y'all. He might end up being the best player in your squad, like a Agent Zero. What's that man's name?
Hibachi.
Yeah. What's his name?
Gilbert Arenas. No Thrills.
Yeah. Like, so those are the guys that become that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? They overachieve. That's Kyle Lowry would wish to be like Kyle Lowry. You had the Agent Zeros, but Agent Zero was really that nigga was deadly.
Oh my God, he was ridiculous.
For good 2 or 3 years, he was deadly. Like he was deadly.
And he's mentally
like, wow.
and he's a half genius. God damn, he's a half genius. That's the fucked up thing about it. Like he's one of those hood smart niggas. Like he's one of them niggas. Like he's smart as fuck, but he does dumb nigga shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like the era we grew up, like he's smart as fuck, and when you hear him talk, like damn, like yo, he was like, so how the hell you fuck up? Oh, you do dumb nigga. Like it's also the era that we grew up in that had us inclined to do dumb nigga shit. Like it wasn't easy growing up in our era. like you know, our shit, like we made black people cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So let's get back to the Knicks. So while the Knicks opponents are shooting like they're first in their defense, they're coming back and they are top 10 in their own field goal percentage. They're 9th right now, shooting 45%. When it comes to 3-pointers, they're third, shooting 38%. When it comes to rebounds, they are 10th in the league, and when it comes to steals, they're also 10th in the league with 7.1 steals per game. The New York. So when they say the New York Knicks are playing defense, they really mean that shit. So when I say that, hey, there's some times where teams are gonna come in there and they play the Knicks and so this is why this is where I compare them to Detroit, and this is the only place where I'm comparing them to Detroit. So I don't want people to go all loosey goosey with my Detroit. Listen, this is the one time I'm not gonna make a super hot take, right? And I'm talking about the Detroit that had the Wallace boys. It's just that when you go in to play them. Even call it like kind of not Minnesota, but Memphis in the days when they had Zach Randolph. When you go to play them, like there's an annoyance about it. It's like, damn, like I don't want to fucking play these motherfuckers. Like they gonna be doing this shit. Like you know what I mean? Like there's an annoyance when you have to go play them because you know how hard they work in certain areas. It just makes it annoying. Like you know what I mean? Like if you're not paying attention, that's how they get steals. You come in there little lackadaisical.
So they're a bunch of overachievers as well.
Well, listen, they're a bunch. They're a whole entire team of overachievers. Vegas had them winning. Listen, and I'm gonna end the podcast soon. Vegas supposed to have all the fucking experts. How often is Vegas this wrong? Vegas had them winning 22.5 games. That was the over-under. You understand this? Me as a Knicks fan, looking at this team and understanding what Tom Thibodeau was going to at least bring to this team, if they bought the fuck in, that I understood that they were going to win at least 23 fucking games. It's the first time I ever bet in my life. I took that bet. They are 12 games over what Vegas said. About to be more. When has Vegas ever been this wrong? Like, and you know what I'm realizing something? You know what I'm realizing something else too? I don't want Karl Anthony Towns. I'm going to say this here and now. I don't want Karl Anthony Towns on my team because I'm just realizing this. Karl Anthony Towns couldn't put through enough so that he could be coached by Tom Thibodeau. This is why Jimmy Butler was upset in Minnesota, because Karl Anthony Towns didn't want to be coached this hard. Look at what it did for Julius Randle. Look at what it's done for RJ Barrett. Look at what it's done for Reggie Bullock. Look at what it's done for Emmanuel Quickly. Look at what it's done for the resurrection of Derek fucking Rose in the second, third coming.
But what I'm saying to you is that everybody know that, right? What you're saying is what everybody know. But the point is, what that situation you talking about was horrible. Was how they tried to play Jimmy Butler like he was some type of
pariah. He made a
headache. Yeah,
right. But also inside stuff too. And Jimmy Butler said it while he was doing it, that he really hated having to do that to Coach Tibbs. right? Because at some point in time, he also realized if he had to get out of there, he was gonna have to become a problem. So he also started becoming a bigger problem than he actually was because he wanted to get out of there. Like he has said this. Like I don't know if you ever heard this, but he has actually like verbalized this like these words that I'm saying. Like apologizing to Coach Tibbs. He didn't want that happening. He had to be a bigger problem that he had to be because he had to get himself out of there. He couldn't play with those guys. There was no like. But there's a reason why he had to get out of there, and we're seeing it now. Like those, like you understand? Like Carl Anthony Towns gave Tom Thibodeau a fucking bad reputation. Motherfuckers didn't want to fuck with him after Minnesota because of that shit. And now we're just seeing Carl Anthony Towns. Much respect to you, and this is why I'm telling you, you get a pass for COVID because I've been really holding on to this shit all fucking year. But I'm telling you, my mans, I don't want you nowhere near my fucking team and your soft ass. All respect to your family and your fucking health.
He coming.
And if he come, he got to fall in line. Because when he comes this time, he's going to know. And you know what, though? Let him come. Let him come. Because when he comes this time, he'll know it's not like Minnesota. He ain't going to come to New York talking about, oh, I'm the big dog, and I'm going to be able to call shots with the owner. When you come this time, this is Thibodeau's team. This is Coach Tom Thibodeau Diabu's team. And if you don't fall in line, guess what? We'll be using you as an asset to go get Devin Booker.
Tibbs don't want him.
I know Tibbs don't want him.
They would never get.
I know exactly. They don't even do it to begin with. If they do that, that's dysfunctional Knicks because they wouldn't have passed it by the coach, and the coach don't want him. What we do see though is that Devin Booker does like to be pushed hard. He needs to bring his ass over here. I don't want Carl Anthony Towns anymore. I'm telling you. I've been really nice to him. I've been really nice to him this year because I didn't want to say this year. I really wanted to say this next year, but again, I'm saying this like I'm saying this about Kyle Lowry. It's picking up steam that I'm hearing his name a little bit too much for my liking. So Carl Anthony Towns and Kyle Lowry's names, I'm hearing too much. I'm hearing their names too often.
Why would you saying? Why you keep on saying that though? Like why would you think that Carl Anthony Towns want to leave Minnesota after that? All they did was try to play with each other, him and D Loading. He ain't going nowhere.
Also, because of what's going on with his family situation, him wanting a fresh start. I hearing his name pop up in rumors, right? But basically, I keep hearing his name, yeah. and it's not the typical like streamlined shit I'm hearing. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm hearing his shit in the undercover rumors, and when undercover rumors come around my threshold too often, then I'm like, okay, something is happening here. So what's happening is they're talking to Minnesota. And that's already started.
Yeah, so
they're trying to.
Why would you pay? What's his name? The boy from Ohio State, which I kind of embarrassed him from Ohio State after he was a Laker.
Throw your phone away, D-Lo.
Yeah, D-Lo.
He played good in Brooklyn.
Man, listen, he was trash in Ohio State.
Was he?
He came out too early, I thought. No, yeah, he wasn't that good. He was okay. He was mediocre.
What he had a good 20?
He was bad, but he's still mediocre. He's still like an agency. Like if he's at his best, he'll be agent zero. You know what I'm saying? Like an overachiever. Okay, listen, like these guys are like a second round talent that worked hard.
If you tell me somebody's gonna be like agent zero, then you're telling me that I think that they're a borderline Hall of Famer in my eye.
That's not he. You think he a Hall of Famer?
Borderline. Because
that's what I'm saying. They fringe all-stars, right? Like,
but also, I'm like, because Agent Zero, I feel like if he fucked up his career, so that's just like Agent Zero is maybe a hard one because I
guess I'm saying these are.
Yeah.
But look, check this out. Gotcha. What I'm saying is that those guys you pay money to, but they're not worth the money. You pay max deals to, but you're not gonna get your real.
But you didn't think that Agent Zero was worth the money?
No, man, he ain't winning you no ring. He not beating LeBron.
But also, his career was cut short, though, due to that gun incident.
I don't care.
He was about to beat LeBron.
Bro.
He could have beat LeBron.
Oh my God!
If he would have stayed in the league, he would have been on the team that would have beat LeBron.
No, bro. No, that dude is overachiever, man. Like some people, like I said, Joe Johnson's of the world.
Joe Johnson's not
right there on the friend.
Okay, Joe. I don't think Joe Johnson's ever overachiever. He was a bona fide bucket getter.
Man, listen, I'm telling you, but that's not what I'm saying. you pay them niggas max deals, but they're not worth max deals.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so Joe Johnson.
If you don't pay them like LeBron, it's because that's your LeBron on your team,
so
but he really ain't LeBron.
I agree with you with Joe Johnson.
Like Chris Carter said, I ain't Jerry Rice, I ain't Michael Irvin to Minnesota, but I'm your Michael Irvin, I'm your Jerry Rice. So Chris Middleton. Like Chris Middleton.
Oh,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I ain't Scottie Pippen, but I'm your Scottie Pippen. And you just end up overpaying for somebody, and you can't.
And if he's Scottie Pippen, then they need to underpay him for years.
Yeah, they did, man. He's a big dummy though.
Listen, he did it to himself.
You can tell he looks stupid. Look, you can look at him. He looked like he got Down syndrome. So he looked like he's something else.
But he did it. He did it to himself. Like, put it this way. Let me tell you. Let me just tell you this.
He won rings though.
When you're about to do a deal, and if the person that you're about to sign the deal with stops for a second, but like, okay, you know what? Like, for your sake, I got to know that this is a bad deal that you're trying to do here. Like, this isn't going to benefit you at all. This is all in my favor. When they stop and say that, you may want to rethink your deal. And they did that for him. They stopped and was like, you sure you want to do this? This is a bad deal for you. Like, you sure you don't want, like, something like, I don't know if this is one. He was like, man, it's the most money we done ever seen. We's going to take care of the farm. And he took care of the farm. My mama was taken care of. My brother was taken care of. My sister was taken care of. The farm was taken care of. We were shrimping. I wonder if his name is Bubba Pippin. You think he's Junior? You think he's a Bubba?
Bubba Pippin.
So we're about to get to. Oh damn! I'm still playing the Flame of Flame. Go ahead and cut the beat. So let's go ahead and end the podcast here, right? While the Knicks have had a 9-game winning streak, I think that it's all been an admiration. That winning streak is going to end tonight when they play the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are coming off of 2 straight losses, the latest one being against the Brooklyn Nets, where Kevin Durant came off the bench and dropped 33, literally in his sleep, or in his words, like riding a bike. So I really don't see the New York Knicks having a 10th straight win. And I'm not going to go out and watch this game with everybody. I'm telling you right now, I'm not watching this with Knicks fans. You guys are going to be too miserable. You guys are going to force me to do like hard drugs or hard liquor. More like hard liquor. Like top shelf hard liquor for no reason. But the games after that, right? They have a couple of games after that should be a little bit easier. If I'm not mistaken, they are gonna be having Chicago on the docket after that. Then they're going to have Houston. They're going to see Memphis before they go in and play Denver and then play Phoenix again. So you can possibly see the Knicks go on another 3 to 4 game winning streak before playing Phoenix again and losing that game. And then they go on and then they play Cleveland, they play Lakers. Now when they start playing Houston, that is going to start the Knicks 6-game road streak. So that's going to be Houston, Memphis, Denver, Phoenix, Clippers, and LA. And after that road streak again, they're going to be coming back, and for 3 games after that left before the season ends, one of those games are going to be against San Antonio. The New York Knicks, like I said, only need 3 wins to be a team that is above 500.
You said 1 against Cleveland?
What's that? I ain't saying anything against Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all lucky. We gonna give you them buckets.
What? Listen, you can get buckets, but it won't be winning buckets. Listen, you'll get buckets, but you'll end up taking the L because
Cleveland, this is for you.
Yeah,
Sorry, B.
I think this shit funny though. Like he gonna laugh and shit.
All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep you contained. No lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potting down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't wanna go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired.
This nigga still laughing.
MyT.
Because in my head, we was just handing out L's, B. It'd be like that. Oh, shit. Let's cut you guys, too.